Not only I expect infected my 3 at the house. Now I didn't put y'all in danger,
Extended family.
and y'all could be infecting, more. So
Sin works like that too.
yeah,
And I just don't want us to miss this, because there are some lessons that we should learn from this. For instance, I think one of the lessons that we should learn from this is quite obvious. As much as we think we are in control,
yeah,
we are not in control. Everything tells us to be our own man. Everything tells us to create our own avenue, make your own revenue, do your own thing, and make your own choices, that we're in control. And I believe this right here showed us that we are not in control. So what lessons should we learn from that we are not in control? Shouldn't that awaken us? I'm anxious to see your life post-COVID going forward. As a father, I am, because you experienced something that was, threatening to both your girls, and your wife as well. I want to see your life going forward. What does it does? What does it entail? We have to come to understand that we are not in control. Or we can take James, and that's what I think of when I hear 2 million plus people who died. James talk about our life. Say, what is it? Is it just a vapor? It's here and it's gone. So how much value now do you put in that vapor? Do you think you have tomorrow? Are you certain that you have tomorrow? If you're not certain that you have tomorrow, look like common sense would tell us to be busy today. But as you guys are saying, we're seeing people, and it's just like that with sin. There's no such thing as hell. Ain't nobody, God loves us too much. Nothing like that would ever happen. And there are people literally saying there's no such thing as COVID, but yet 2 million plus people have died from it. You experienced it, and there are still people who would stand into your face and tell you it's a fake, it didn't happen, and it's not real.
yeah.
And that same thing that people do as it relates to God and Jesus. You're going to tell me a God is real? Just as you experienced COVID, I experienced God that same way. COVID was personal. It was intimate. You know what I'm saying? It affects you. Same as it is with those who are believers. God is real to me. You don't have to see it. You don't have to have my experience, because you don't have it. You can't deny that I have it. And I'm hoping those are the type of lessons that we get. So when we say COVID hit close to home, hopefully we're learning lessons that we can share with our brothers, with our sisters, with our friends, about this, because, I hate to ring this bell, but I need you to understand something, gentlemen. There are people thinking that life is going to go back to normal. Life's going to go back to normal. Everybody's going to get a shot about 2 or 3 years from now. And this is going to be like the 19, was it the bubonic in the 18th century, the plague, the black plague. It's going to be like that. There'll be something we'll be talking about, 5 years from now. We'll go like, hey, you remember when everybody? Yeah. Life is not going to be the same. Think about it, gentlemen. You guys are both old enough to remember 9/11. You remember that tragic incident that happened, and there are people who are saying that didn't happen. A matter of fact, I remember talking with people saying that was a conspiracy. Some of these people were going on. Now they're after one of the ladies in the Congress, I think, because she's saying a plane didn't explode into the Pentagon.
She just walked that back today.
Oh, did she?
Yes, she did.
Oh, okay, okay. You tell that to the people who lost husbands. Yeah. Family members who were on a plane that people are denying that it didn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But look what happened 9/11. We travel a lot. Well, we used to travel a lot. After 9/11,
Security.
Man, things changed.
Yeah.
And they haven't went back because fear and other things. America's afraid we're going to lose our freedoms, and we'll live loosely just to say we still have our freedoms. And I think God is allowing things that, whether they're being orchestrated by bin Laden, whether they have been, people saying somebody in China came up with it and they released it. It really don't matter how it happened. Yeah. God allowed it to happen, and he's using it for his purpose and for his glory. because God used hell is for the glory of God and heaven is for the glory of God. God gets glory out of both of those things, places. So my thing is, what are we going to do? 9/11 changed the world forever. And gentlemen, please understand this. This pandemic changed the world forever. The question is, did it change it for our betterment or to our detriment? That's the question we've got to ask. If COVID hit close to home, what difference is it going to make now in my home?
Wow.
And that's the thought I'd like for us to think about as we, entertain this. Life is not going, because fear has set in.
Yeah. So what's the next step?
I'm glad you asked. Faith in God.
Yeah.
Faith in God. Paul kind of says it like this, and I'm kind of bosterizing it. Paul says, because of my faith to trust in God, when they threatened to kill Paul, Paul said, that's fine. If you kill me, I'm going to go spend eternity in heaven with God, absent from the body, present with the Lord. Yeah. Then they say, okay, we're not going to kill you, Paul. This is what we'll do. We're going to make you suffer. Paul said, great, because if you make me suffer, I reckon that the suffering of this present day is not worthy. In other words, I'm going to suffer for the Lord. Yeah. Well, Paul, if we can't kill you, if we can't make you suffer, whatever you do, do it to the glory of God, Colossians. And that's what I'm saying. What now? Man, we need to live to the glory of God. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. I want to live, and I want to dance with my grandbabies at their wedding, and I mean, not from a wheelchair. I want to be upright and dance with them. But if it's God's will that I continue to live, I want to live to the glory of God. I don't want to live in opposite or in defiance of God. And so here is a wake-up call for everybody in the world. Yeah. We like to say, what are people in such a time? They don't ever hear the gospel. Well, everybody in the world, they heard about this pandemic. My question is, what difference is going to make? What now? What next? I think our fear now should be assuaged or changed now to being a faith in God. So if I die, I'm going to be with God. If I live on, I'm going to live for God. What now? We've had a wake-up call to say, you know what? I understand grace. Everybody who's still here should understand grace as a result of this. Everybody who's still here should understand mercy as it relates to this. So now, if you understand God's grace and God's mercy, what now? Are you going to just keep receiving it and don't feel that you have to be reciprocal in regards to living for God? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think, I hear people talking about this is one of them cataclysmic thing. This is the next thing. And I don't know if you remember when this first happened, I said, y'all, this have nothing to do with the end of the world. And people thought, oh, he done lost his mind. This have nothing to do. First of all, the Bible tells you ain't going to get no signs. Yeah. Okay. You're not going to get no signs when the Son of Man is going to return. The Bible tells us that. Then he says, if you're looking for one, these are the ones going to happen. But here's the thing about all of that. And please catch what I'm about to say here. For those of us who are believers already, we're going to be raptured up. Yeah. we're not going to be here. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm certain this is not the sign to the next thing that's going to destroy the world, because I'm still here. And I know I'm a believer. I'm a believer. My faith is in Christ. The Bible makes it sure that he's going to rapture us. And here's the other thing. I believe these are things that should awaken our mind, because when you read the book of Revelation, it tells us that on one occasion, a fourth of the entire world is going to be destroyed. Yeah. Then the next occasion, a third of the entire world is going to be destroyed. It's going to happen in chips like that. Yeah. And then ultimately, Revelations 21, everything going to be destroyed. And then I saw a new heaven and a new earth coming down. And these are all things that should be motivators for us to begin to live for God right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now. I'm sorry.
So why these should be motivated, but why are we falling short? Why? I mean, what's holding us back?
Sin and freedoms. We want our freedoms, and we want to sin, and we don't want anybody to tell us nothing. God can't control me. God can't control me. I want my own destiny is in my own hands. And there are a lot of things that add to that. I'm not against entrepreneurs. I'm not against starting your own business or anything like that. But you got to understand, we live in a country where that's not communist. There's countries where basically people tell you what you're going to be and what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You don't have those dreams, and they control it.
Yeah.
We don't live in a country like that. I've been in countries like that where they literally control what you're going to do, what you're going to be. We live in America with all these freedoms, and we've gotten so comfortable with them, and we don't understand that we should be taking advantage of the freedom. And the advantage of that freedom is not to live, to fulfill our own desires, but to live to what? To the glory of God. So these are things that should be lights that should come on for us, that should awaken us and say, let me realize exactly my limits and who's in control.